Good morning from Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. We're located here at 5109 Liberty Highway in Pendleton, South Carolina. I'm your host today, along with my co-host Mark Stoudemire, which is off stage right now, but he'll be up here in just a minute. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. The weather outside is 87 degrees with the heat advisory, cloudy skies, severe storm risks this afternoon. There's a possible risk of severe weather today. Wind and hail are possible, but wind is the greatest threat. The high today is supposed to reach 97 degrees. If you have a couple of eggs, put them on the hood of your car, and it'll fry them up real good.
Put a little bologna out there, too.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
Yeah. Okay, 97 with degrees with 15% chance of rain this afternoon. I think that's going to go up as we get towards the afternoon. A hot day in the upstate, but it's going to be a hot one this week. The rest of this week, I believe, is going to be pretty hot. So stay inside, put your fans, air conditioning on, whatever it takes, and try not to be outside more than you have to, because it'll take a toll on you. Our shout-outs go to Jane, Heather, Josh, Carter, Blaine, Hampton, Hudson, Kinsey, Kim, Josh, Blakely, Grant, Sil, Heidi. Hey, Sil, if you're watching, Heidi, Charlie, Harper, Miss Julie Stoudemire, and a longtime friend, Mr. David Hall, down in Florida, West Palm. Hey, David, if you're watching. And always loving Martin.
And Levi and Emily.
I'm getting something from the producer.
And Levi is joining us today.
Yeah, that's right. Levi joined
and
us. Hey,
Emily.
Levi. Yeah, glad you guys could make it to the show today.
Yeah, if you ever saw the Kilroy drawing with the two little eyes over the top of the wall.
Yeah.
That's Levi.
That's Levi, yeah. Here at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass, we have music lessons all week. We teach fiddle, classical fiddle, mandolin, bass guitar, and banjo. Anything with a string on it, we can teach it. It's got a string on it. We even have an instrument over here that has one string on it. It's called the tomato banjo, and Mark plays that pretty well. And I feel by far we have the best instructors in the upstate. For more information, you may call me at 864-376-1482 for any information on lessons or about the store. Just give me a call. We sell hats, shirts, mugs. We also sell instruments, fiddles, mandolins, guitars, bass, banjos, pretty much anything with a string on it. We teach it. I don't teach. I'm not a teacher, but we have some excellent teachers here that teach stringed instruments. Our sponsor for today is Steck Equipment. Hold on. Yeah, thank you, Murph. Steck Equipment is our sponsor today for all your equipment needs. We are now at Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass, an authorized dealer for this area located at 5109 Liberty Highway, Pendleton, South Carolina. You can call here at 864-376-1482 and ask for Don. So any type of big tractor, small tractors, just weed eaters. I just got a weed eater a couple weeks ago from there. Great machine. So, just give me a call, 864-376-1482, and we'll match you up with the proper piece of equipment for your needs. And if you'd like to be a sponsor for our show, you can give me a call. There's no charge to be a sponsor. You can also follow us on our social media pages, YouTube, Facebook. If you go to Facebook, it's under Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass. And if you go to Instagram, it's under BG Bluegrass. Make sure you click, there's a little white oblong thing that says subscribe. Make sure you hit subscribe at the bottom if you're watching today, and it helps us get more subscribers on the network. Here at Breazeale's, we teach all kinds of stringed instruments. You know, no matter what level of playing or singing, you're always welcome. Okay, this morning, oh, yeah, I can't forget that. Our shout-outs go to Mr. Gary Bell, who had his knee replaced. I hope you're watching, Mr. Gary, and we wish you well recovery. I'm going to go try to see him this week. Spent a little time with him, so hope you're doing well, Mr. Gary. Thank you. This morning our topic is a lesson for a banjo student. And Mr. Mark Stoudemire is going to be sitting here teaching Mr. Murph Ivy from down the road here. He's going to be teaching him a lesson to be led by Mark Stoudemire, our co-host. So whenever you're ready, Mark, come on up.
Just let me sit back here on a stool. We weren't really going to do a lesson. Murph, you were just going to talk about what brought you to Bluegrass and talk about yourself, because this is your first time to be with us on the show, right?
It is true.
Well,
Tell
us how you came to be here in Pendleton and or upstate South Carolina, and what brought you to the Bluegrass lessons. You take lessons with Mr. Gary Bell.
With Gary Bell.
Yep,
Wonderful,
Who's a great
wonderful teacher.
He is a fantastic teacher, and he'll be back sometime a little later over in July once he's
Right.
Yeah.
recovered
Right.
fully. So let me get a stool and you just take off.
Super,
Talk
super.
about yourself.
Well, I've known the Breazeale store for probably, since I've been here, 40 years at least, since I've moved to, this is in the Lebanon community. And that's one thing about this Bluegrass, is it's the center of a community. This store is in the center of the Lebanon community. There was a school here, and when we first came to the Pendleton, Lebanon area, I knew Miss Annie Lee Boggs and Ms. Edith Thompson, and they both taught at the school. School's closed. There's a new Lebanon school built on the other side of Lebanon Road. So this has been, there's a church or two here, and the school. So this was a hub of activity 100, 120, 150 years ago, and it's still an active community now. The Breazeale store, if I used to be flying up and down 178, and I knew that there was Bluegrass being played here, and I kept thinking, I'll have to stop one of these days. Well, those days stack up and they become years, and I hadn't stopped. So finally, back last fall, I stopped, and who did I run into with this gentleman? And one thing about Don is that first he'll invite you in, and then he'll draw you out. And so that's what's happened here with me. Otherwise, 6 months ago, I didn't know a thing about Bluegrass, really. And so Don plunges you into the middle of the community and gets you involved, gets you going, and that's the best thing you can do. So if you're flying up and down 178 and always thought you would stop, do. Please stop. It's a wonderful place, and the community is super. And Bluegrass is really, really good. I'm finding it a very humbling experience. And I've known for some time I've had a lot to be humble about. And so Bluegrass is my newest humility. Let's call it that. There's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of encouragement to learn it. So come in and give it a try.
You have 2 children that play as well, don't you?
Yeah, 3 actually.
3,
and,
yeah, that's
and
right.
So,
yeah.
so they're all being drawn in. As I said, Don will draw you in and then draw you out. And so that's happening. And the generations is such a good thing. Well, one of the biggest pleasures has been to see that there's some old duffers here, and there's a lot of young kids like Levi. And so we're going to get Levi involved up here. I understand he's got an acoustic guitar, and so he can come and learn and play. And he'll be sitting up here at the table pretty soon, I'll bet. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm taking lessons from Gary Bell. Don says often if they can teach anything that has a string on it. I'm not quite prepared to say I can learn anything that has a string on it, but they're trying to convince me that I can. The banjo is humbling, I must say. Every time I pick it up, I think, man, this thing weighs a ton. And so there's a lot to learn to go with that weight.
Yeah.
What made you want to play the banjo? I mean, I'm 73 years old, and I grew up from the time I was about 12 or 13 wanting to, after I learned about Earl Scruggs, I wanted to play the banjo.
Right.
I was in love with it. What brought you to it?
Well, I like the
More
sound,
recently, I think.
more recently, but the sound of Bluegrass. I grew up in Canada, even though I'm from here, technically, let's say. But when I came down to go to Clemson, I heard a group that was Goose Creek Symphony. Do you remember them?
I remember the name. I don't think I ever saw them, but I remember the name.
And that was the first time I heard bluegrass, and I had never heard anything that sounded like that before. And so that just really opened my eyes and my ears. And you could always hear the banjo as being the sparkle in the midst of what was going on. That's not to take away from the fiddle or the mandolin or the guitar or anything else.
That's an excellent term you just coined, sparkle. I never heard that before.
Yeah. But it's really present. The thing I've compared it to a couple of times is that growing up where I was, I heard some bagpipe. There were a lot of Scottish people there.
Right.
This was in Canada.
Yeah.
And so I heard the bagpipe. And sometimes I think of the banjo like the bagpipe, that it has a solid background that's always present no matter what's going on in the song. And it underlays it, but it also adds a lot of color. And it's a challenge to put it all together. We were having what Mark entertains as a slow jam. So a slow jam is an opportunity for folks like me that are learning to come and play together. And that's one of the things about being here again at the store. It's a community. Everybody comes in and plays together and enjoys themselves and each other and the music. That ties it all together. So Mark will lead what we call a slow jam, where there's no pressure. You can come in, you're learning, and you can practice, you can join in with others, which is something that if you're just learning, you've never done that before.
Yeah.
You've never sat down and participated, gotten in the swim.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
And that's another aspect. Many times, we feel like we're just out here by ourselves doing our own thing. Particularly in today's society, it doesn't necessarily draw us together. It emphasizes a lot of division. What this does is pull you together. And so the slow jam is a wonderful way to come in, and there'll be 6 or 8 people here. Some that are well practiced and some like myself just starting. And you get to participate and get a feel for it, and then a sense that I can do this.
Good. Yeah, we try to teach some of the old bluegrass standards. Mostly what you're going to hear played at Breazeale's on Saturday night is what we would call standards.
Yes.
The I'll Fly Aways, the I Saw the Lights, the Blue Ridge Cabin Homes, the
Yes.
things like that are bluegrass standards. And that's kind of what we pretty much emphasize in the slow jams is the standards, because that's what most bluegrass jams,
Yes.
especially of older guys
Right.
like me, are going to play.
Right. I took piano as a kid. Loved piano. I didn't love it as a kid, but I really appreciated what I got from the piano. But that was playing by myself. I never played piano with anyone else, right? Mm-hmm. And I didn't sing while I played. So one of the things that you get with the bluegrass is the importance of the song and the words and the meaning. Mm-hmm. And so it really expands the whole envelope of your experience. So in the midst of trying to figure out where your fingers are, you're also thinking about what the song is, what the words to the song are, and then what the rhythm is. And that there's a whole protocol for playing. It's a lot to put together, but it's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
You should be the guest host every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. You're doing a great job here, telling about your experiences and what brought you to the banjo. What banjo player brought you to the banjo?
What banjo
like
player?
For me, it was Earl Scruggs.
Right.
A lot of people, it was Earl Scruggs.
Well, I really came into the door not knowing much about the individuals that have built this up. It's fascinating. Was it Scruggs after World War II that came with the roll?
Yes.
Right.
He joined Bill Monroe in 1945, and that was the introduction of the three-finger roll on the Grand Ole Opry.
Right. You know, there was so much that was going on in this country after the Second World War. Lots of innovation, and to discover that one of the things about this innovation was in music, and that this three-fingered roll, and until you come and take your first lesson, you won't know what that means. But it's the essential backbone of learning to play, and so that there were individuals. It takes a while to realize what the value of that roll is, and that this was an innovation. You know, you've shown me that the first banjo was just one string, and then you get 4, and then you get 5. You know, so it grew over time. And then the nature of the music grew. And learning, it's certainly taken me time to put together, or to begin to put together, what the pieces are. It's like having a jigsaw puzzle. You know what the reference picture is, but you can't figure out how all the pieces fit together. But they do. I promise you they do. Come and take lessons. You'll love to figure it out.
Okay, so you're working on the Scruggs style three-finger rolling banjo, which is what most bluegrass banjo players play. You know, there are other styles. There's the old-time mountain styles, the claw hammer, or trailing, round peak claw hammer, which originates up in North Carolina in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are different styles, and then of course there's plectrums and tenors that flat pickers play, and they play entirely different in bluegrass. But there are all kind of banjos. So here at Breazeale, we really focus on the three-finger style, and we have Mr. Bell that teaches it. Charles Wood, one of the greatest banjo players in the country, and I mean the whole country. And a certain actor heard Charles and recognized that and contacted him.
Yeah.
Charles wound up on the David Letterman show with Earl Scruggs and Steve Martin and some other guys. He is a unbelievable banjo player.
Yeah.
He teaches here on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Gary teaches most all day on Wednesday.
On
Gary
Wednesday.
will teach guitar as well.
Yeah, teaches guitar.
Different kinds of
Uh-huh.
guitars. So,
Uh-huh.
but you're focusing on the Scruggs style, what we call Scruggs style, three-finger rolling banjo.
Right. And so the 3 fingers are the thumb, the index, and the middle finger. So that spells 10. So Mr. Bell will teach you, don't forget to bring 10.
Thumb, index, and middle.
Right.
Never heard it put that way.
Uh-huh. And
Oh, by the way, Mark also teaches here. He teaches bass and mandolin. So if you're interested, give us a call. He's our mandolin and bass teacher here at the store. Yeah.
a couple of weeks after I'd been coming here, speaking of the bass, and that Don draws you in and then draws you out. By that I mean, he was up here playing the bass, and he said he had to go somewhere. Murph, come on up here and play the bass. I've never touched a bass. But I came on up here and I looked at the bass, and there was places where it's worn, so I thought, well, my fingers will go kind of there. Let's try it. And so tried it, and that was fun, and you know, for a half an hour. And then someone came up after and said, "You're pretty good on that bass. How long you been playing?" I said, "About 20 minutes."
20 minutes.
But you know, that was my first experience of being up here. And when you come on a Saturday night, and that starts about 6:30, and it'll run till 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. And there'll be a good crowd in here, and everybody is getting up and playing together, and then play a while, and then sit down. Somebody else gets up, and so it's really a wonderful. It's like a party in a way. It's like it's like being in school, being at church, being at a party. It's just really wonderful, and it's all tied together by the music.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, I want to mention, don't forget July 4th, Hillbilly Day, Mountain Rest. Hillbilly Day starts around 11 o'clock, no, about 10 o'clock, Hillbilly Day. A bunch of people, and they got vendors, and they got these artisans that do different things, you know, metal, craftsman, leather. It's a really good event. They got good food. It's an all-day deal. They have a thing where the guys got to climb a pole. They got a grease pole, and they got to get what's on top of that pole. That's funny.
Well, it better be good, whatever it
Yeah,
is, 'cause that ain't easy.
Yeah, that's funny. Whoever gets it wins a prize or something.
Pretty high pole, too.
Yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah. And this year, we're going to be playing. We're one of the featured bands.
Really?
Yeah, on July 4th, Hillbilly Day. The Breazeale's Grocery Bluegrass Band will be
Wonderful,
performing
wonderful.
there.
And Mountain Rest is just up above Walhalla, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Uh-huh. So on your way up to Highlands, about halfway up to Highlands is Mountain Rest.
Yeah.
And that's where they used to rest on the way to Highlands, right?
Yeah. And that little store that was there, a little bit about the store, I had a big project going to Highland about 5 years, so I had to drive up there, drive back
That's not easy.
until I got an apartment up there. But I enjoyed the drive. But on Fridays, I'd stop at Cousins.
Yes.
They were going on to beat the band.
Yeah.
One night I was up there with Richard Pruitt, a good friend of mine, fiddle player, and took my fiddle. He had his fiddle. We standing outside the deck right there in the corner.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of people in a circle. They just go around like they do here,
Yeah.
So the guy sitting playing guitar said, "You take a fiddle break?" And I said, "No, I'm not a fiddle player," because I hadn't played 20 years.
Right, right.
Just getting back into it. So
Yeah.
he said, "Well, just give it a shot." So when it came to me, he nodded his head, and I kind of stepped out there. Let me tell you what, I fiddled that thing like I never fiddled before.
Right,
I mean, I didn't miss a lick. Everything was perfect.
right.
I didn't know it was coming from me.
No.
So that we got done, the guy says, "Hey, we need a fiddle player in our band." I said,
Recruited quick.
I got recruited quick.
Yeah.
But that happens from time to time. I'll get this fiddle on Saturday night. Sometimes I'll have it, sometimes I don't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, you get in the spirit of the thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a spirit involved.
Yeah.
And, we're told by the Holy Spirit, don't worry about what words you're going to speak. I'll put the words in your mouth.
Yeah.
Well, he'll put it in a fiddle, too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God loves music.
God loves music.
And he's got a big bluegrass band up there now, doesn't he?
That's
A lot of our
it's
heroes are up there.
it's
Yeah.
really, really true.
Yeah.
I mean, he intends for us to be in harmony.
Yeah.
And that's what we get here. And everybody contributing in their own way. None of it's the same. And it's always changing.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
always.
like our life.
Yeah.
So come and experience it, enjoy it, participate in it, and you'll go home better.
Yeah. Mark, are you going to play a tune on that banjo?
I can, I suppose.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Mark, that's a tenor banjo, right?
This is a plectrum.
Plectrum. I can't keep it straight.
Plectrum.
Tenor.
I started out for all the years as a 5-string 3-finger roller, and then of course I got the focal hand dystonia about 30 years ago, which disabled me from being able to do the 3-finger roll with any reliability. So I play just now with my thumb, and I've discovered that with a 4-string, there's not a 5th string up here, and I can do what I do on this on the 5-string because the first 4 strings of this are the first 4 strings of the 5-string. I just don't have that IG here, so I can kind of do 8th note rolls instead of 16th note rolls, which you do in a bluegrass roll. And when I'm playing a 5-string and I'm trying to do this, it's kind of slows down to get the thumb all the way up there and then get it pulled back down through the strings.
Certainly.
I've kind of gravitated to the 4-string here and
Yes.
modified what I do a little bit. What you want to play?
Pick
Well, there's a well-beaten path on the old mountainside
where I wandered when I was a lad. There I wandered along to the place I call home, and those blue ridge hills far away. Oh, I love those hills of old Virginia. From the blue ridge hills I drove. When I die, won't you spare me on the old mountainside? Make my red legs on the hill so high. shackled shack in those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on that old mountainside? Make my resting place on a hill so high. Oh, I love those hills golden young. From those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on that old mountainside? Make my resting place on a hill so high. Resting place up on a hill so high. Yeah.
You know,
That was a good job, Mark.
and that's the other thing that it does. This music connects us to our roots.
Yeah.
This is part of what we call heritage,
Yeah.
right? It's where we come from, and so it's there. It's a part of us, and that's why it resonates with us.
Yeah.
That's why it's attractive, and that's why you want to be part of it. So stop in at the store and be part of it.
Hear a lot
Hey,
of
Seal,
this
if you're
on-
watching, hey, Seal.
Hear a lot of this on Saturday nights here.
Yeah. Saturday night.
Yep.
And if you don't have an instrument, if I don't have one in the back, we'll find you an instrument. I usually have a few in the back. We got 3 minutes
minutes.
left. We got some in the back, but if I don't have one, I'll get you a quality instrument at a good price.
Absolutely. That's where I got mine.
Yeah, that's right. He got one from me. Yeah, he's got a nice banjo. It's gold. He's got a lot of money.
Yeah, I feel like
Oh.
a 17-year-old kid riding around in a Ferrari, but
Yeah.
you know, I can't let out the clutch yet. But you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So what, you
All
got
right.
anything else, Mark?
You want to sing one? You want to sing another one? How about, well, a Kentucky girl.
Are you lonesome tonight, Kentucky girl?
And you'll learn some songs you didn't know before.
Does that old moon shine on the bluegrass as bright as it did on the night you first kissed me? In a valley beneath the mountains, so high and sweetest place in all the world. In a valley with vines o'er the door, that's where I live. My Kentucky girl, Kentucky girl. Are you lonesome tonight, Kentucky girl? Do you miss me? Does that old moon shine on the bluegrass as bright as it did on the night you first kissed me? Kentucky girl, are you lonesome tonight, Kentucky girl? Do you miss me? Does that old moon shine on the grass as bright as it did on the night you first kissed me? As it did on the night you first kissed me. Hey, good job. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, good job, Mr. Mark.
The ad-lib bluegrass. It's all
Yeah.
ad-lib.
What do you think? That was pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah. So how much time we got? 1 minute. Okay, in 1 minute, I just want to say thank you for watching. And we're here every Wednesday from 11 to 11:30. You can catch us live on all the social medias. Our Facebook's not working today, but I know why that is, because you have to go through this rigmarole every 3 months to reset it.
Oh, so
Yeah, so it's a process. So I'll have it up and running next week. So you can come and join us here at the store. If you have a story to tell, it doesn't have to be about music, anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about it here on the show. Or you can call me while we're live, and I'll try to answer your call. I got a call earlier, but I don't know if it was related to that. I didn't answer. We were in the middle of something. So anyway, call back if you like, 864-376-1482. And again, thank you for watching the show. Bye.
see y'all. Slow down and stop.
Yeah, slow down and stop. Bye.